I'm just sitting here thinking about Matthew Perry's death. And although we don't know how he died yet, we can make some assumptions. But one of the things, I'd rather not make that assumption. I'd rather just say what his life represented. And having read his book, and it's just, he's almost a cliche of how you slowly devolve into hopelessness with treatment, not the addiction, quote unquote, not your substance use. And substance use has its own challenges, obviously, and you can certainly die from that. People do, but it's so needless to me and criminal when treatment teaches you that there's no solution, that you're not normal, that you're broken. And then you can only act accordingly. And, this guy spent $9 million on treatment over the course of decades. He repeated the same thing over and over and over again. And he knew, he said at one point he was banging his head against the wall. He knew that it wasn't going to work, and yet he doubled down, tripled down, and it just, he kept doing the same thing. And then he writes his memoir talking about this and the contrast between how much he disliked treatment and what he was being taught, and then how much he supported it. And the only conclusion he could come up with was that he was broken, which they reinforce, right? That's the pain cycle we talk about in our master class. No one needs to live that way. This is why we give the free master class, so that you can learn how to hop out of that recovery cycle, and that he found himself in, that I found myself in, that Michelle found herself in, that everybody that's part of the Freedom Model at one time were in that cycle. Stephen Slate, in his TED Talk, he talks about it. It really bothers me because it's so needless. That if the treatment and recovery situation, that industry didn't exist, Matthew Perry would be on TV making people laugh and bringing his song to the world. So it's completely needless. So if you're out there and you are going to multiple rehabs and you're doing all this service work, and then you believe that relapse is part of recovery, where they've normalized failure, and you feel like there's something wrong or broke inside of you because you can't just seem to get it, make no mistake, there's probably something wrong with the method that you're trying to employ to move forward with your life. Go to our masterclass. It's free. It's 1 hour. You can register. Just go to thefreedommodel.org. You can register today. If you can't make the allotted time for the live event, you can watch the recorded version. We'll record it, and then you can watch it at your leisure. Watch it, attend, see it. You don't have to go down this path of multiple rehabs, endless sober living, all kinds of MAT regimens for the rest of your life. These are all traps of the industry, and Matthew Perry is a victim of that. And it truly makes me sad, because I've seen thousands now, being in this business for 34 years of helping people with addictions, with substance use problems. And so it's a sad day. That makes me sad. It's so unnecessary. Anyway, go to our masterclass, because that's hopeful, filled with hope, filled with answers, and you can step outside of the recovery society and move on with your life. You don't have to live in recovery the rest of your life. That's a lie. All right, everybody. Go to thefreedommodel.org and sign up for the masterclass. The pop-up will show up. Register and get started on your new life today. All right? And it's free. All right. Take care.